I have some big news to talk about, and I wanted to talk about it. So I have been, well, you can't even see my eyes, can you? I have a new phone, and it doesn't even need me to use my desk light anymore because, well, a little, because it has its own little light on there for selfies, which is cool. It's the LG, no, LG, Motorola Moto G, and you can't even see it. Here you go. It's backwards, probably because I'm doing selfie. My news is that I have been hard at work trying to find my father. I figured he was probably gone, and he was. But I found my brother. That is just the most awesome news that I've ever given, ever. um, so what happened was I went on 23andMe, which I talked about, um, and I did the DNA test, and of course, that told me I had like 1,000 something cousins, which was cool. But it didn't tell me if any of those people were my brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever. All I got was cousins, and all of the cousins were like the one that was closely related to me. We were still related through like the third or fourth great grandparent. So it's not even anywhere near, like first cousin or whatever status. So I went to Ancestry and upon suggestion, went to Ancestry, populated my mother's whole family tree all the way back to the 1300s, um, and I went searching for my father with the name that I had, but I didn't have the correct spelling. It took me a couple of weeks before I finally narrowed it down to one person. And so I narrowed it down to this one guy. I added his parents. Um, Ancestry suggested that his father's name was Stanley, and I forgot the mother's name. And so I contacted the person who had Stanley in their family tree, and that person said, "Hey, by the way, Stanley is not correct because someone made a mistake somewhere and added Stanley Shirtleft, that's the last name, as the father of my father." And so here's a record that I found online. Uh, it's actually a book called Descendants of William Shirtleft. And so you can go there, and it'll show you your father's name is listed there. It'll show you his father's name and his mother's name. And so I said, okay. So I went there. I added the correct father, and my correct grandfather. And so I contacted the person that had that grandfather on their family tree. And that I said, here's a picture. Can you tell me if this person looks familiar to you? Is this person a member of your family? Because if it is, that's my father, and I would like to connect with him or someone. And so this person who contacted me said, yeah, that is a member of my family. And um, they they knew that I was in the world. They knew that I existed somehow. But they actually thought that I was his other son. And so this document also said that I had a brother. And I had emailed my brother like a couple of weeks ago or something. And it took him a while, but he finally got back to me like 3 or 4 days ago, and he was skeptical, which he should have been. And I we talked, and he basically came to the realization that we're brothers. And So, I never did find my father, and I never will, unless I do go to a psychic. But that's okay. I met. I've technically not met my brother because he's all the way in Germany, but we Skyped with each other, and I feel like he's an extension of my father and our father, and I feel like I finally, after all these years, have closure. I don't have to meet my father to get closure. Just knowing who he was, and talking with his son, um, that's all I really needed to finally feel like I found my father. And it's just the most awesome feeling in the world. I think that I finally found my father, or at least a brother, and that's pretty freaking cool to me. I think it's the most cool thing in the world because I've always wished I had a brother, and now I have a brother, and he's 2 years older than me, and I just think it's the most awesome thing, and I'm so grateful for to all the people that helped me in my search. I don't know if she really wants to be mentioned, but uh, I'm not going to mention anyone because I don't want to get anyone upset. But uh, thank you to all the people that helped me on Facebook and on Ancestry. There were a few people, several people actually, and one person contacted me from all the way from Ireland, and apparently we're cousins. Um, I don't remember if it. I think that we're related through fourth great grandparents, and she's in Ireland, and we're practically twins. And I mean, everything we talk about is just. I mean, I kind of feel like we're practically twin cousins or something. But my brother is. He and I are just so alike in so many respects. Um, it's kind of eerie. um, but anyway, this is such good news, and I'm so happy, and I'm so thankful for everything that I have, everything that's been given to me. I'm so thankful and grateful, and uh, I don't feel like my journey has ended. I feel like a new chapter has begun. And speaking of chapter, I'm going to be updating my book now because who knows? I'm thinking about adding my or amending my birth certificate, and if that means uh, putting my birth father on there, and that means giving me a new last name, then I might end up having to copyright my book all over again with my new my paternal father's last name. Now that I know the correct spelling, so we'll see how that goes. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching. Everyone who's subscribed recently, thank you so much. You really have no idea how wonderful that feels to constantly see somebody has subscribed to your videos. That is just so awesome. And thank you so much for liking my videos and for liking my page and channel or whatever it is. Thank you. And thank you all for sticking with me uh, while I've been on my search, and uh, thank you for reading my book, and thank you for whatever, thank you for everything. So I'm gonna go before I can start crying. Thank you. Bye.